Alperen Şengün.
Vlade Divac.
Alperen Şengün.
Vlade Divac.
Alperen Şengün.
Vlade Divac.
Alperen Şengün.
Two-man game with Şengün.
Exclamation point. Oh my goodness, look what takes care of business. Look at this catch off the drive. By three. PJ Washington turns into peanut butter.
On this episode of NBA Now and Then, The Greatest Comparisons, we compare two European centers who proved many of their doubters wrong.
This young star has developed into a double-double machine down in Clutch City.
His unlikely path to the NBA from Yugoslavia paved the way for many other European players.
Catching dimes from these Euro big men is the norm because of their remarkable skill and vision.
We are proud to present to you Alperen Şengün and Vlade Divac. I'm Uriah.
I'm Maurice.
And I'm Ben.
And we're here to talk NBA
Now and then.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to NBA Now and Then, The Greatest Comparisons. We have with us today, we have Maurice, we have Ben. Unfortunately, there is no Lucas. Lucas is traveling. He's got a family event going on. But nonetheless, let's get into this comparison. NBA Finals was fantastic. The draft is coming up. But here we are near the end of our season, and we're comparing these two big men, Alperen Şengün and Vlade Divac. Ben, why are we comparing these two players today?
Comparing them because both from Eastern Europe. Turkey is where Alperen Şengün is from. Vlade Divac, when he played internationally, was in Yugoslavia. For anyone listening, if you watch the Olympics documentary on Chasing Gold, right? They kind of they do a segment on covering it really, really well and kind of a 10-minute segment. I would say just Eastern European bigs that were actually kind of drafted a little bit like later first round, right?
Yeah.
And so really kind of proved themselves. A little bit unexpected, yeah.
Exactly. I was thinking that same thing. And I think from the documentary that I saw, it's called Once Brothers, that features Drazen Petrovic and his story and his connection to Vlade Divac. So in that, I did learn, Ben, a little bit of that European history during the late 80s, early 90s, some of the division that was going on, the wars that broke out. But I think what I learned from that, Ben, is Serbia was actually one of six republics, one of the six republics of Yugoslavia. So Serbia did exist, but it was just a republic. But all right, so that's an interesting angle. That's a really great way to lump those two together. What about you, Maurice?
Well, both of these bigs have two of the same attributes that we've come to know so far, at least from Şengün, is passing. Both of them are big men who could really pass the ball, really move the ball. And that's kind of where the NBA is going right now with bigs. You gotta know how to pass the ball.
Yeah, the court vision that both of these players have/had is definitely something that makes this comparison so spot on. The European connection. And I would just like to add that coming to the States, I'm sure there was doubt hovering over their head, especially from American players, which can, let's just call it what it is, very critical of European players, not just from media, but from players themselves.
There's like the European players and there's Eastern European players, and they've, what we were just saying, like recently have had a lot of wars. So they're a different tough breed.
I mean, you guys have heard Gilbert Arenas going at the Euro players, and it's prevalent, but both of these players proved everyone wrong. But now we're ready to get into this comparison.
First quarter, background.
It's time to talk about Ali, but before he got that nickname, he was born Alperen Şengün on July 25th, 2002 in Giresun, Turkey. Growing up was not easy at all for Alperen. His dad was a fisherman, and at the time, guys, his mom, she didn't even have a job. Needless to say, they did not have much money. Now, around the same time in life, Alperen began swimming and playing basketball. His swimming coach refused to accept a fee because he saw Alperen's height as an advantage in his development. From a New York Times article that I researched, here's a quote from his coach. Quote, "We don't want anything from you. We just want you to come and work out." He also said, "We're going to go to the Olympics with him, I promise you," unquote. So basically, he was like a Turkish barracuda in the water, but eventually he ditched swimming for basketball. Anyone want to guess why? You want options? I can give you some options. You want some options? Yeah. All right, I'll give you some options. All right. A, he hated wearing Speedos. B, he found swimming boring. Or C, he didn't like getting water in his ears. Maurice, who are you going with?
Well, from personal experience, swimmer's ear is a thing, and it is very annoying. So I'm going to go C, water in the ears.
Swimmer's ear. I never thought I would ever hear that phrase come out of your mouth. Swimmer's ear. All right, that's your guess.
That's actually that's my guess too. Yeah, that's my guess. Not the fact he didn't want to get water in his ears.
Okay. All right. I guess, is this personal to you guys? Is that what happened to you when you were little kids?
I mean, anytime you swim a lot, you get water. I went through a period where I was like training for triathlons after college, and I picked up swimming, and I never did one, but I was training for one. Right. But you swim a lot, and I was like, damn, you're constantly getting like
that's
water
so interesting. I competitively swam for years. I never thought of water getting on my ears, but unfortunately, guys, you are wrong. The correct answer was he thought swimming just was a boring thing to do, so he gave it up for basketball.
How old was it when he was swimming again?
This was before 12.
Okay, yeah.
So we're talking probably like 8, 9, 10, around that age.
Yeah,
I get the boring thing.
Oh, that's kind of why I gave up swimming. I just remember swimming laps and laps and laps. It was like, this is boring as hell. But anyway, he decided, like a lot of players that we've covered in our podcast, they switched gears with their athletics and they devoted themselves to basketball. So by 12, his coach, who was actually tight with his dad, he raved about Şengün's skill development and his ability to pick up moves from watching YouTube videos of Kobe, MJ, and LeBron. They even took him to a tournament where they would be seen by pro scouts. Now, because he spent so much time traveling to tournaments, he would see his family only once a week during the basketball season. He didn't even have a cell phone to reach them on the road. He said that he would beg his family to, quote, "come get me. I can't do it." He missed his family that much. So let's go with Maurice first. What stands out to you about him growing up in Turkey?
Yeah, just being an athlete at that young age, but still, maybe he thought swimming was boring, but basketball really piqued his interest to a point where scouts started to, follow him and, see where he goes growing up.
Swimming is interesting because you kind of don't picture that with how he plays.
Yeah.
I don't know. Not that like there's a type of person that I think you would think of a swimmer as a little more slight.
Like Duncan.
Yeah, like Tim Duncan. Yeah, exactly. So
Divac had like a swimmer's body.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
I think not surprising that he picked it up a little later, basketball. It seems to be like a common trend outside of the US.
Yeah.
So yeah.
How old was he when he turned pro? Anybody?
Internationally.
Yep.
I'm gonna say young.
Yeah. That seems to be another trend as well. I want to say 15.
Sam.
All right.
Yeah, 15.
All right. You were close. The answer was 16.
All right.
Close enough. So when he was 16, he began his professional basketball career in the Turkish First League, the Turkish Super League, and the Basketball Super League. In 2018-2019, he played for the FIBA European Championship, coming in second and third, respectively. Also in 2018, he was an all-star in the FIBA U16 Championship. He could have more, Ben. I just snuck one in there.
Right.
So whatever.
Yeah.
All right, you guys want to hear his stats real quick?
Let's go.
Yep.
All right, for his youth team, Şengün averaged 14, 10, and 2. For his national team, his numbers were very similar, 14, 7, and 2. In 2021, he played in a really, really important game where he won a prestigious award. I'm going to leave that for Ben. And then, before you know it, he entered himself into the 2021 NBA draft.
pick in the 2021 NBA Draft, the Oklahoma City Thunder select Alperen Şengün from Giresun, Turkey.
You know we gotta get this.
You see Şengün right there with the celebration. We do have word coming in on this pick. The Thunder are selecting Şengün. They will be sending this pick to the Rockets. And the Rockets are sending 2 future first-round picks to Oklahoma City. So Sam Presti and the Thunder continue to collect first-round assets as Şengün is now going to Houston. More on this story and the celebrations of 30 dreams becoming reality.
Wow. What's on your mind, either from that clip or from what I started to tell you about? Anything?
I mean, the fact that the Thunder just hit on every draft pick. I think now they're getting that. The 2024 is the Houston one, right? The pick that's 24th that they have, I think, is from Houston.
They have a couple of first-round picks.
Yeah.
They do.
So that's the future one. Yeah, I guess I'm surprised Oklahoma City traded them, but
yeah. It just goes to show, like, they hit on so many that they don't even use.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, oh, yeah, we got this. You know, we don't need this player. We got some others coming.
He would pair really well with Chet, so that's kind of where I was going. I was like, man, like, he'd be great. I mean, he's not the best defender, but he's all right.
Yeah.
I think it was good value for 16th. Obviously, he wasn't a top 5 pick in that draft. Actually, think about, I'm pulling the Lucas right now. I kind of want to look it up just to see.
It was the Cade Cunningham draft. Jalen Green. I don't know who was third. 2021.
Şengün went 16th. Corey Kispert went 15th. Trey Murphy III went 17th. It's actually really good value for where Oklahoma City picked them at. And then, of course, the Rockets traded for him. I'm not mad at that at all. Actually speaking, I thought he could have went a little bit earlier in that draft thinking about it, just off the talent alone. But at that point, who did Oklahoma have? I think they still had Steven Adams. They had Pokusevski. So I could see why they moved him.
Were they bad? They were bad that year. That's right.
Yeah, they had like injuries. Like SGA was hurt. He was out for a season. I mean, salute to them. They're champions now.
Well, no matter where Şengün, whether he played in Houston, OKC, where I think his game developed in Europe and he's refined it here in the States, and he's becoming a household name, especially if you're from the Houston area. But I think we're ready to wrap this up. You guys ready for the next side of the comparison?
Let's do it.
Sure.
All right. Now it's time to talk about Vlade Divac, and that's not a basketball reference. I actually gave him that nickname, or maybe I heard it when I was a kid. Do you guys know what that's a reference to? Hip-hop reference?
Yeah, I know.
Slick Rick?
Nah.
Go ahead, Maurice. How's the song go?
Lottie Dottie, we like
to party. We don't cause trouble. We don't bother nobody because we're just some men that's on the mic. And when we rock up on the mic, we rock the mic, right? All right. I'm definitely editing that.
Put in the blooper.
Blooper? Yeah, maybe I will. All right, let's talk about Vlade Divac. Before he got that nickname, he was born Vlade Divac on February 3rd, 1968 in Prijepolje, Serbia. I think I said that right. Prijepolje, Serbia. He grew up in Yugoslavia, which was made of 6 republics at the time. Ben and we discussed that earlier. Vlade grew up living a simple life. His parents described Vlade as always being taller than other kids. Go figure. I wonder why. According to his parents, he was pretty popular as a kid. He was very social. When he turned 14, he left home to train for the junior national team. And then when he turned 18, Vlade signed his first pro contract to play for the Partizan Belgrade team. Now, when he played for his country, you could hear fans chanting, Vlade, Vlade, Vlade. And Ben knows this. Basketball in that part of the world is crazy. They really go nuts, especially for this team and during that era, because Vlade wasn't even the best player on his team. Do you guys know who that was? On the Yugoslavian team? Anybody?
Petrusev.
Yes.
Yep.
Well,
Petrovic, sorry. Say it again, sorry.
Drazen Petrovic.
Petrovic, yeah.
You're thinking of the guy that plays now.
Yeah.
I guess he's from there, yeah. Close enough. But on that team, he had Drazen Petrovic, Toni Kukoc, we all know Tony, and Dino Raja. And they're from Croatia, yeah. It's quite a stacked Euro team.
Yeah.
Out of those three players, you guys want to take a guess, who was Vlade's roommate when they traveled? Was it Drazen, Toni Kukoc, or Dino Raja?
I want to say Drazen.
Okay. Ben?
I'm going to say Kukoc.
All right, Maurice, this is for you. It was Drazen Petrovic. And there was a reason for that. So apparently he was made roommates with Drazen because their personalities were so different. Vlade was this gregarious and fun guy on the court and in the locker room. Drazen was crazy, serious, and focused. Like, if you guys ever see footage of him, you can see why he was so good, because his intensity on the court in practice was nuts. Now, for a while, although Vlade was from Serbia and the others were from Croatia, they were teammates, they were friends, and nobody cared which republic someone was from. They were teammates. So in 1988, Vlade played the Soviet Union in the Seoul Olympics, but he lost to the Soviets and they got a silver medal. His stats in the Olympics were 10 points, 6 rebounds, 1 steal, and 1 block in 19 minutes per contest. Not too long after that, an NBA team came to Europe for an exhibition game. What team played Vlade's Yugoslavian team in 1988?
I mean, is it the team he played for? I'm going to guess the Lakers, obviously.
Nice try. What do you think, Maurice?
I'll say the Lakers as well.
All right, you're both wrong. It was the Celtics. The Celtics.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Maybe that's where they scouted. I thought for sure it was the Lakers. Maybe that's how they saw Dino Raja. Dino Raja played for the Celtics, right?
He did. Well, surprisingly, Maurice, Jerry West is on record saying that teams were not looking at Vlade. Matter of fact, they had never seen him play live. They only had video footage of him. So, yeah, nobody, and he didn't speak any English, and he fell to, I think, pick 26 in that draft. But obviously, the Lakers capitalized on what everyone missed out. So in 1989, Yugoslavia was hosting the Euro Championships. There, they played like the Lakers' Showtime. Ironically, in a LA Times article, Vlade was quoted, quote, "We don't practice this much in Yugoslavia. We run more here." Despite practicing twice a day in partisan Belgrade, Pat Riley pushed his team a lot tougher to prepare for their opponents. Now, unfortunately, after they won the Euro title, there was tremendous tension brewing in Yugoslavia. Any idea what was going on at the time? Ben, you want to give us a little history lesson here?
Civil War. Mm-hmm. And they were breaking away from Soviet power, communism.
Right.
And so all those countries were kind of breaking away.
Yeah.
There's a lot happening. So it was kind of the fall of the Soviet empire and communism.
That's exactly what it was. So Croatia, they wanted independence from Yugoslavia. And at the same time, Ben, like you were saying, the fall of communism had impacted relations between the Serbs and the Croats. Ethnic tensions. I mean, this stuff had been going on for years. It's not like centuries.
I think with just people who had more intel, I mean, it had been going on for a while, and I think just technology improved, and so people were it became like a humanitarian thing, the amount of like what was actually happening.
Yeah. And there was like a power structure thing, like as bad as communism was in that part of the world, it still gave structure. But at this point, Vlade was like, look, I'm ready to spread my wings. He flew to the U.S. where he would live a fairy tale dream of being drafted by the Los Angeles Lakers.
Well, this is a new look ball club here in 1989-90 for the Los Angeles Lakers. One of the favorites among the players is 7-footer Vlade Divac. Tonight, we put the spotlight on the big man from Yugoslavia.
When the captain, number 33, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, decided to retire last spring, the Lakers definitely had a big question mark to fill. But the smile on general manager Jerry West's face on draft day 1989 said it all. Because waiting there for the Lakers was a prototype NBA center. You know what I'm talking about. 7'1", big body, can shoot, rebound, run the floor. But the surprise was he wasn't coming from Georgetown, Syracuse, or UCLA. But would you believe Yugoslavia?
Anything stand out to you about Vlade Divac growing up in Serbia and playing on the national team? Let's go with Maurice first.
Man, first of all, that was an international big four right there.
Yeah, it was,
I don't know the rest of the teammates, but that could have been a super team because all four of those players were NBA players. Tony Kukoc was a great player. Drazen Petrovic was a great player. Yeah, they were all great. But also, just going by that clip, he had some big shoes to fill.
Absolutely.
With Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is, their archetypes are kind of similar. Mm-hmm. It's just that, Vlade can shoot a little more outside. Obviously, he didn't have a sky hook. But playing with Magic Johnson, his teammate, still on Thunder, that was great. It was a great fit.
Yeah. And they were a super team, and they played like it. They dominated during that era. They were so good. It kind of remind me, I know, I guess it was the 2015-16 Spurs, whatever team where they just killed the Heat and they had the ball moving. You watch footage and it's the same thing. Such a fundamentally sound team for that Yugoslavia team. Ben, what about you?
It's interesting hearing the comps to the centers. He kind of came in at this peak NBA center, we talk about a lot on here. Ewing, Olajuwon. So he kind of David Robinson, and he was good right away. And so I guess, because Sabonis hadn't come yet, so maybe, I guess he was the first guy, the first kind of
one of international players.
Certainly centers, yeah. So that's kind of what stands out to me, is he was one of the first.
He definitely was, and I think the stigma that surrounded European players is that they were soft. They couldn't bang down low against NBA centers, like you said, David Robinson or Moses Malone or any of those guys that were bulky and they knew how to throw their weight around. There's footage of him learning how to post up, and it was not easy for him because in Europe it was more give and go and touch pass and pick and then find the open guy cutting. So he definitely had to adjust his game at the pro level. But what he did in Europe, it was such a phenomenal thing, and Ben's going to get to some of his accolades next. But I'm all done with my segment. Ben, I'm spotting you up. You all set?
All right, let's do it.
Second quarter. Accolades.
NBA All-Star Game. He is the first Rockets player to be selected since 2020 and joins Moses Malone, Hakeem Olajuwon, and Yao Ming as the only players 22 or younger to be named an All-Star in franchise history.
Making his first All-Star appearance from the Houston Rockets, Alperen Şengün.
So Alperen he's only 22. So this was his kind of first breakout year. He was 19 when he was drafted. He'll be 23 at the end of July. Per what Uriah was saying, he started playing professionally at 16, and he was good right away. He was getting minutes. He was on a team called Badarma Kırmızı. At Badarma Kırmızı, he played for 1 year. Then he went on to Tesut Bandırma, and then he went on to Beşiktaş. While he was at Badarma, he was a Turkish Youth League champion. And then while he was at Beşiktaş, this is kind of important. This is how he was almost a lottery pick, because he was the MVP of that league. So he kind of showed out, and that is kind of how he became the 16th pick. We're kind of in an interesting transition, especially with this draft coming up, where you see a guy like Alperen Şengün in 2025 might actually do a year of college. And so all these European kids are saying it's a better opportunity to scout. That has a lot to do with the NIL deals. They can still keep contracts from the Euro clubs, and they can also still get advertising money. So now the European kids are more interested in that. I have a question for you guys. Did Alperen make any rookie teams?
I want to say no. I think he was kind of like that second or third year bloomer. So I'm going to say no.
Uriah?
I want to say, yeah, I think he did make one.
Okay. Maurice, you are correct.
Yeah.
He didn't make a rookie team, but he only really has like one accolade as far as in the NBA so far. It's a pretty big one. Do you guys know what it is?
Was it most improved?
Nope.
Was it, I don't know, best teammate or something like good teammate award or something?
No, he was an NBA All-Star this past year.
Wow.
So yeah.
How did we miss that? I feel like I knew that. I just forgot.
We don't watch the All-Star game.
That's true. That's a good catch. That's a good catch.
Yeah, fun fact.
The Rockets played really well. They actually had a competitive first round. They took the Warriors team to 7. They won 52 games, I believe. So the reason why Alperen kind of didn't get those, just started getting accolades, is he had to really earn his minutes.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of that had to do with Jabari Smith Jr. was drafted. He's a top 3 draft pick and was kind of a stretch 4, stretch 5. And then they had Steven Adams. And then I think they had another big that was pretty good. I can't remember right now. When we get in the teammate section, we'll figure that out. But I remember he struggled kind of finding playing minutes, and then his defense wasn't really there right away.
Yeah.
But once they established that he's the franchise big, and then they can play Jabari with him, they kind of figured it out. But yeah, I think that's a big reason why.
He had to really play his way on the court, and on top of that, the Rockets weren't a good team. So when it came down to accolades, I mean, you got to be at least competitive to get an All-Star nod. So the Houston Rockets are definitely on the rise now.
Yeah, and then Alperen played 7 games. He had a good playoff run. Like he did his thing in the playoffs. I would say he was arguably their best player in the playoffs. Yeah. Him or Amin Thompson. Yeah, 22 years old. This guy's going to be a big deal. He kind of has that Jokic thing where he keeps getting better. And then the passing is just so natural.
Yeah.
And then I think the thing that took a leap was the defense this year. That was a big knock on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's about it, guys. Like I said, he's played on a couple under 16 professional teams. He was in the FIBA Europe under 18 championship. He won a silver medal. FIBA Europe under 16 championship. He won the bronze. So he has won a little bit in those European championships. I don't think Turkey's had a good enough team lately. They didn't make the Olympics last year. Maybe that'll change. But that's about it. What stands out to you guys?
What stands out to me is I think this is the formula I think a lot of the international European players are now doing, going back to Luka and all the other ones, is that they're playing at a really young age. So when they get drafted and come into the NBA, they're not really legitimately rookies. I mean, they are a rookie, but in NBA terms, but they played for years. So their development is, I would say, leaps and bounds above a normal rookie, a normal American rookie coming out of college for 1 year.
Yeah, really good point. I just think about, almost said Jokic. I think about Şengün when he's on the block and he's figuring out what to do with the ball, and he's got movement going around, he's got cutters, he has double teams, whatever's coming his way. No matter what, at this point, as he's getting better, to your point, Ben, like Jokic does every year, he kind of is playing chess on the low block, and he's always 2 moves ahead. And he sees Jalen Green, or not Jalen Green. Jalen Green just got traded, right?
Yeah, he's on the team, yeah.
Yeah, but when they were teammates, you see him cutting, boom, he doesn't have to look. It's like behind the back, no look. Whatever type of pass that a big man needs to have to play that pivotal role, he has. And that's the reason why he's a one-time All-Star, and he's not even 24 yet. The kid has a lot of room for growth. And Ben, I have a feeling that in the next couple of years, he's going to be racking up more accolades.
Yeah, he's got the full package, and he's got that kind of dog mentality. And his team's good. I like what the Rockets are doing. We've been talking about the Thunder, how they've been developing through the draft and free agency, and I like what the Rockets have been doing too. So I think we can segue over to Vlade Divac.
Thanks to the vision of Jerry West. Thanks, Jerry. I was one of the first international basketball players to be drafted and join the NBA.
is that willingness to take a risk on opening the doors to something new that allowed Jerry West to be able to make my dream come true. And in the process, turn the NBA from an American dream into the greatest basketball brand in the world. I want to give my deepest gratitude to all people that made this thing possible and to allow me to stand here in front of you. My coaches from Yugoslavia, Nikola Opačić, Kime Bogović, Dule Vošević, Krešo Ćosić, Kari Pešić, Duda Ivković. All my teammates that I played in Europe, some of them are here. Dino Radja, Dobraš, Nikola Lončar. Even though politics, war, and hate tried to break us apart, they didn't succeed. They didn't know that our love for each other was that much stronger than all the hate they were trying to impose on us. The people of Balkans are like a dysfunctional family. We may fight and argue, but in the end, we are family.
Okay, that was Vlade Divac. I liked his speech. He was always a good public speaker. So Vlade Divac in 2019 was enshrined in the Basketball Hall of Fame. And then he also is in the FIBA Hall of Fame. Mm-hmm. And that he's in the class of 2010 for that. And so he obviously got it for his success, not just in the NBA, but internationally. So Vlade had an interesting career because we kind of touched on this earlier. He kind of was good right away. And it's not surprising. He was almost a second round draft pick, late first round. And he was the guy to replace Kareem. And so did he win Rookie of the Year in the 1989 season?
Rookie of the Year? No way. No way.
89-90. That was Derek Coleman, right? 1991.
It was either Derek Coleman. No, I think it was Larry Johnson. Derek Coleman or Larry Johnson.
I think it was before that.
I think it was Larry Johnson, guys. 89.
89-90.
Or maybe it was David Robinson because he had to wait a couple years. Maybe it was David Robinson.
It was David Robinson.
Yeah.
He wasn't winning that.
We talked about that before, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, but why I brought that up, he was all-rookie first team.
Oh,
so
I didn't know that.
Pretty impressive. Yeah. So he got minutes right away. Was on a very good Lakers team that is still making the NBA Finals. I'm going to go back and do his European stuff. So he killed in Europe. So Vlade Divac came to the NBA not old. He was 20. He was still pretty young. But given what we were talking about, these guys are playing at 16. He had about like 4 or 5 years in Europe. And so he is the FIBA Korak Cup champion, the Yugoslavian League champion, 87, Yugoslavia Cup winner, 89, Mr. Europa Player of the Year in 89. And that's the year he was drafted, was 89. And then he's the FIBA all-time Euro star teams, FIBA 50 greatest players.
Wow.
Olympic Order. I'm not exactly sure what that is, but he got that in 2016. The Olympic Order established in 1975 is the highest award of the Olympic movement. It is awarded for particularly distinguished contributions to the Olympic movement, i.e., recognition of efforts worthy of merit in the cause of sport. Traditionally, the IOC bestows the Olympic Order upon the chief national organizers at the closing ceremony of each respective Olympic Games. So I remember he probably received this because famously his team got broken up and then they weren't allowed to play in the Olympics. And then they kind of came back together, but it was a little bit too late and it was really unfortunate. What place did Yugoslavia get in the 1988 Olympics?
I think I know this.
They weren't allowed to play 92, but 88, what did they get?
I think you mentioned that, right, Dave?
I think I might have. The second place, right?
They lost to the silver game.
Yeah. They were silver medalists.
Yeah.
And they won the gold in 90. So they won the FIBA World Cup in 90, and they won the bronze in 86. They were killing people. 89, they won the gold in the Euro basketball, 91. So they were really poised to pose a threat to the Dream Team.
Yeah.
But the best team, the Dream Team, was able to play, wasn't allowed to play. And that's kind of the They then came back in 96, but guys were a little bit older, and they got this silver medal in 96. Unfortunate there that he didn't get to play in the 92 Olympics when everyone was kind of in their peak. Yeah. Was Vlade Divac ever an all-star? Think about the bigs in his era. And I'll throw another one. If you think he was an all-star, what team was it with?
He made at least one with the Hornets. That's what I'll say.
Okay.
Really? I thought it was the Lakers. I thought it was the Lakers.
Maybe he threw me off.
Well, I really threw you guys off because it's neither of them. But he did make an all-star team.
The Kings.
Kings.
Okay.
Famously in 01.
Wow.
Well, he won. He was an all-star in 01. 02 was the famous, like, they got robbed against the Lakers.
Okay.
But that was that kind of super team. The Kings, really exciting team with Chris Webber and Jay Williams. And then they traded the next year for, it was just one all-star game in 2001. That's all I made.
Wow.
One all-star team? Wow.
It's only a one-time all-star. I think it had to do with the depth
of the position.
Because he was in the Western Conference for most of his prime.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So he played for the Hornets for 2 years.
2 years.
But he played in the West pretty much his whole career, guys. So think about, and Shaq came over in 96. So he was playing against Hakeem, David Robinson, and Shaq. So there's just I don't think there was enough center positions to go around between those three.
Yep.
Something I did not know about him was he was the starting center in the NBA Finals in his second year.
I remember that with Magic Johnson against the Bulls.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. The Bulls were so dominant that sometimes you forgot who they played.
Yeah.
Like you were saying.
Scottie Pippen just tweeted, I don't know what a Game 7 is.
Yeah.
That's how good they were.
That was a flex.
Yeah.
And they gentlemen swept the Lakers. It was Jordan's, I think it was his first championship.
It was his first one.
Yeah. And Vlade put up pretty decent numbers in that series. He was a playoff riser. His playoff numbers are actually better than his regular season numbers. So he was a playoff riser, and that was something that surprised me the most. So what stands out, guys?
What stands out to me was, like I mentioned earlier, he went to the Lakers. Immediately, they were a great team. Immediately, he was a good player. He didn't need time to, develop. You got Magic Johnson and James Worthy. They were ready to run as soon as he got there. He filled the shoes of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. In the second year, they were in the finals. That was probably the best team he was probably on until he got to the Kings. I think he was kind of underappreciated for his time. If you put Vlade Divac in the league now, he's kind of like near Jokic. I don't know, maybe I'm going off the rails there with that one, but his skill sets are very, very similar. Except, Jokic can shoot more, but that's because of the era that they play in now. You got to shoot. So, that's my take.
Yeah, and
that's a good one.
You got to figure he went through a lot just to go from Yugoslavia to Los Angeles. You're going from a place where it always is snowing or it's cold to a place where it never rains and it's always warm. And on top of that, he couldn't speak any English. He's coming to an already established team, filling in the shoes, to your point, Maurice, of one of the greatest centers of all time, playing next to arguably the best point guard of all time, and playing under one of the greatest coaches of all time. So he had all that against him, but he still was able to come in, fit in, and learn the game. The one thing that Ben said that stood out to me was he's a top 50 all-time European player. And that says a lot because that league has been around for decades, maybe 4 or 5 decades. And he's one of the best players, like top 50. That tells you how good he was during the 80s.
Yeah, the thing that I like what Maurice just said about his style of play would play really well. He moved the ball really well. He was kind of a glue guy. He could shoot, pass. His game would really translate well. And I think that's why he aged so well, because he was, year 13 making an all-star team. So,
yeah.
And like that, like everywhere he went, and I even think I'm going to look really quick. I think he did make the playoffs with the Hornets.
He definitely did.
I'm actually certain he did. Yeah, he made actually every year he was there, they made the playoffs, and they actually made the conference semis his second year.
Yeah.
That was like, I think Glenn Rice was on those teams, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, he was a trailblazer. He said, I was thinking back to the perspective, I remember being really unique that he was foreign. I don't know if you guys remember being like, oh, that's so crazy.
Yeah, he's from Europe.
Whoa, he's got an accent. And the craziest thing about Vlade Divac is, we all know, right? What's the craziest thing about Vlade Divac's NBA journey?
Being GM of the Kings?
No. Who
Hmm.
was he traded for in 96?
Oh, Kobe Bryant. Yeah, Kobe Bryant.
Yeah. There's a lot of stories about that. He didn't want to get traded.
Yeah.
And then he ended up ending his career with Kobe, so there you go.
Yeah,
exactly.
I think he wanted to make sure he was a starter. He wanted to play. I think that was the biggest thing.
That's right, yeah. And so they had signed Shaq, and kind of a trailblazer for guys like Alperen Şengün, Jokic. And yeah, his style of play, he was kind of the first like Euro guy to kind of do it. All right, Maurice, let's hear about his teammates.
Let's roll.
And now here's a hoops tip from a former guest and a friend of the show, Sherwin Vassallo. Sherwin is a basketball trainer from Canada who's also the player development and assistant men's basketball coach for St. Boniface.
As an undersized guard, there are many things that you can do to be impactful during the game. Rebounding is one of them. Here are some tips for you to get more boards so that you are not a liability on the floor. Number one, determination. Dennis Rodman was quoted as saying, "I'm hungrier than the other guys out there. Every rebound is a personal challenge. If you don't want it, you aren't getting it. It's that simple." Number two, understanding rebound patterns. Here's a quick reference guide for rebound patterns. Shots from the corner or the 45, especially from the three, are frequently rebounded to the opposite side. Topside shots typically give topside rebounds. The longer the distance of the shot, the longer the rebound is going to be. Number three, don't out-jump your opponent. Establish your position early and go get the ball. Contrary to traditional beliefs, boxing out may not be the best way to get rebounds for an undersized guard. Rather than boxing out your opponent, check them, make contact to discourage them from getting the rebound or chasing after the rebound, and you go get it yourself. Here's a bonus tip for you all that I used when I was playing. Because of your stature, sneaking up on the blind side of your opponents can be an effective way of stealing or snagging a rebound. Oftentimes, bigs will get complacent and bring the ball down, exposing the ball on the blind side, strip the ball upwards to pop the ball out of their hands, so then you can get yourself some second chance buckets or opportunities.
Third quarter, teammates.
With a lot of basketball players, how would you describe what you're seeing from Alperen Şengün this season?
Superstar in the making. We're watching it unfold right before our eyes. It's getting better every day. It's been a joy to play with him and watch him, and we just got to stay on him and keep ride it out as far as we can go. So he's been a workhorse for us this year, and we're going to continue that.
Let's talk about Alperen Şengün, drafted with the 16th pick by Oklahoma City Thunder in the first round of the 2021 NBA draft. Let's get into some of his teammates, and I'm going to start. He only played for a season, so I'm just going to go through his rookie season, kind of play with the same teammates too. But let me talk about him for a little bit. Their first season, over under, how many wins did the Rockets have in the 2021-2022 NBA season? Over under is 17.
Oh, I'll go over.
I know they got the third pick, so they were bad. I'm gonna go even 17. I'm gonna go. I think they were like the worst team.
Uriah is correct.
All right.
They won 20
18
games.
wins. 20.
They were 20-62. Their coach was Stephen Silas, and their executive was Raphael Stone.
Okay.
All right, some of his teammates were DJ Augustine, Bruno Fernando, Eric Gordon, been a Rocket for a long time, Jalen Green, he was also a rookie that year.
Phoenix Sun.
Daniel House Jr., KJ Martin, Kevin Porter Jr. has a good game, but
KPJ
off the court stuff. Dennis Schroeder.
Wow, forgot.
Daniel Tice and Christian Wood.
Ooh,
so even his first season as a rookie, he was playing behind Christian Wood. I remember Christian Wood was a good player. Christian Wood was a good big.
Yeah, he faded. He rose and faded.
Yeah, they invested. I remember they threw. He was making some decent money. I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just got a contract too. Yeah. All right, so let's move on to the 2024. Actually, I'm gonna go right to this season. This season, how many games did they win? You guys know?
I know, 52.
That is correct. The coach is Ime Udoka, really good coach. Started to really become a winning franchise when Ime became the coach. Some of his teammates were, and kind of the same guys. Jalen Green, Jayshawn Tate was there also. Some new guys. Jeff Green. Jeff Green is a good veteran OG in the locker room. I like Jeff Green's game.
Uncle Jeff.
This is his 16th year out of Georgetown. Cam Whitmore started to become a really young nucleus right here, and they got a lot of young players. Reed Shepard, another good young player.
Yep.
Tari Eason, Jabari Smith Jr., Steven Adams, Fred Van Vliet, Aaron Holiday, Amin Thompson, and Dylan Brooks, which they just traded with Jalen Green to acquire in draft picks to acquire Kevin Durant, who's going to be on their team next season.
Big trade.
Yeah, big trade.
Big trade. I foresee the Rockets being a top 5 team in the West next season. What you guys think?
Yeah, they'll be a top 2 or 3 team, I think.
Really?
They'll be good. They'll be good.
Oh, yeah. Going through the teammates to kind of go off what you just said, Maurice, I think Reed Shepard will be really good, and I think getting off Jalen Green was to give him more playing time, and to get off Brooks was to give – they have so much depth. They've drafted really, really well. I'm excited to see them with KD.
All right, so who won the most games with Alperen Şengün?
In his 4 years, it's going to be Jabari Smith Jr. No, it's going to be Jalen Green, same draft. Jalen Green.
Yeah, I think Jalen Green sounds right.
Yeah.
All right, that was a fairly easy one. How many games did they win together? I'm going to give you over under 110.
Over. Definitely over.
I say under.
Ben is correct. 111.
One.
Wow, barely.
Yeah, we have 111.
I was actually regretting that. I'm like, wait, they were really bad for a minute.
Yeah.
They have a 40% win percentage. That's not great. Usually when we talk about, at least with the then player, the win percentage with his best teammate is like 70% or above.
Okay.
40%, yeah, they had a lot of losses.
Yeah. I mean, they were doing the same stuff the Thunder and the Sixers used to do with they were shutting dudes down way early a couple years ago. Yeah.
Oh yeah, John Wall.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. They've had some.
After Harden left, they were just a mess.
Yeah.
For a couple years, yeah, they were. It took them a couple years to really get it together.
Yeah.
All right, so that's Alperen Şengün. We can move on to Vlade.
I got to go to Serbia 2 years ago, right? So I go out on stage. I say I'm the first black Serbian. They go crazy. I'm with Vlade, and it's 250,000 people, a sea of people, and all that chanting is Vlade because he's building homes. You know, they have the largest number of refugees in the world there, and so he's doing so much for his community. He has a museum in his hometown of something that I can't pronounce. I mean, you go there, everybody's tall and beautiful, kissing you, hugging you. So I'm glad that Vlade has, a world presence because he's just a great guy.
I think he brought a lot to the team because a lot of guys want to score. A lot of guys, if they don't have a good night, they might show it, on the bus or on the plane. Vlade, no matter if Vlade scored 2 points, no matter if Vlade scored, 20 points, Vlade was always the same Vlade. If all Vlade cared about was winning. And, I try to install that in the Hawks today that, it doesn't matter how much points you score as long as you win. Everybody looks good.
Wow, I know who both those guys are.
C-Web and who's the other?
Mike Bibby.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
Damn, good.
Former teammates.
That's our era though. That's our peak. That's when we were just like psycho teenagers. All right.
All right, so let's talk about Vlade Divac and his teammates. Picked with the 26th pick in the 1989 NBA draft by the Los Angeles Lakers. Let's get into some of his teammates. Let's go to his rookie year, which was the 1989-90 Los Angeles Lakers. Like I mentioned earlier, they were a very, very good team. So I'm going to give you over-under 64 wins.
Go over.
Under.
Then it's correct again. They were 63-19, coached by Pat Riley, executive Jerry West. You know what, real quick, if there is an MVP of this podcast when it comes to like players and all that, it's got to be Jerry West. I think we've talked about Jerry West more than any other player.
Yeah,
we did an episode on him, and he's been a part of a lot of players on our podcast.
Yeah, they mentioned him.
Yeah, he's been all over the place. The guy that, since we've done, that I didn't know much about, that is like, damn, this dude was good, and you keep seeing his like all-time numbers. Rick Barry, he had something in the playoffs that blew me away. His like all-time. Rick Barry was like insanely good.
Rick Barry, Rick Barry played the same time.
I forgot what it was. Yeah. Anyway,
all right, let's get into Divac's rookie season. Like I said, the Lakers, they were the dominant team in the West throughout the 90s. The 80s. Some of his teammates were Michael Cooper, AC Green, of course, Magic Johnson, Byron Scott, Michael Thompson, Orlando Woolridge, and James Worthy. Now, his rookie season, they lost to the Suns in the second round, 89-90. That was when Portland went to the finals. His next season, they went to the NBA Finals against the Chicago Bulls. All right, but we are going to move ahead. We're going to talk about the 96-97 Charlotte Hornets, just because that was a team for 2 years. Had some notable players like Muggsy Bogues, Del Curry, Matt Geiger, Anthony Mason. I forgot Mason played with on the Hornets. Glenn Rice, Malik Rose, Drexel.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, and Ricky Pierce. One notable thing about Ricky Pierce, I do remember, I think he played with the Seattle Supersonics. He went to a community college that always tripped me out. He went to Walla Walla Community College.
Walla Walla, Washington. Walla Walla, Washington. Bugs Bunny.
Oh, yeah. I never put that together.
Walla Walla, Washington.
Yeah. Walla Walla Community College. That's cool. Yeah, so the Hornets were actually 54-28 that season.
Yeah,
they lost to the Knicks in the first round. They were actually really good. In the next season, they were 51-31. Kind of had the same team. They lost to the Bulls in the second round. Kind of the same players. The only difference was they had Vernon Maxwell and B.J. Armstrong.
Okay.
I could do this with an international player coming overseas to America. What teammate was the biggest influence on Vlade coming to America his first couple years? Who was the biggest influence?
I think Ben. It's got to be Magic, right, Ben?
It's got to be Magic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Only
Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson was in the.
He's like the ultimate dad. He was like a mentor. Yeah.
he sat down.
In a good way.
He sat down with Vlade in an interview for that 30 for 30 documentary about. It's called Once Brothers, and Magic was giving Vlade his flowers right on camera, and they showed footage while they were talking. Like, this was maybe a couple years ago, but they went back to the 80s when Vlade was doing a commercial with Magic Johnson. Like, they were showing behind the scenes footage, and he barely spoke English, which was kind of ironic and funny, but at the same time, Magic Johnson you wouldn't want anybody else. There's no one better than having him guide you through how to be a good teammate, how to be a professional, how to win. So, yeah, I think Magic.
Yeah, especially with like the mentorship angle. Even LA, I've lived here 18 years, and it's like, it's tough. Like, it's a big city. Like, it's so massive that, especially if you're coming from, that's the first spot you come to from like a smaller country. It definitely Magic Johnson.
I would have mentioned Jerry West. He kind of scouted him. He kind of, I would have said mentor him just to bring him over here and him be comfortable, especially in a city like LA too.
We gotta mention that it's really interesting, the touchstones of Vlade Divac. So he came in, he was drafted to replace Kareem, right? Kind of changing guards, and then he was traded for Kobe Bryant. So he's kind of this interesting in between eras.
Yeah.
Then they made the finals. They were very successful.
He bridged two different eras.
Yeah, he did.
He really did. From Kareem to replacing Kareem to coming in and then getting traded for Kobe.
Yeah.
I mentioned this to Uriah earlier. The Lakers they got it easy because they went from 3 Hall of Fame level centers that kind of bridged 4 decades of Lakers basketball, from Kareem to Divac to Shaq.
Yeah. It's good to be a Lakers fan. They got it good. For sure.
They got it good, man.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about the 01-02 Sacramento Kings. I highlighted this team because they won the most games. They won 61 games that year, 61-21. Really good Kings team. It's a shame they had to go through the Lakers, though. Their coach was Rick Edelman. Their executive was Jeff Petrie. Some of his teammates were Mike Bibby, over here in the clip, Doug Christie, Lawrence Flunderburk. I remember him. He was a good backup player. Bobby Jackson. Scott Pollard, he was the backup center.
Good hair.
Yeah. Now this is a name that kind of thrown me off here because it's kind of crazy, but he played on the Kings in 01 with a Jabari Smith. Was that his father?
Really?
I gotta look this up real quick.
Yeah. Jabari Smith mentioned his dad played against LeBron. So
wow.
That's definitely Jabari Smith. He did play for the Kings. That's right. I remember Jabari Smith Jr. That's a good connection, man. Wow,
that's so interesting. Yeah.
He played with the Sixers,
for Lucas.
Too. Played on the 01-02 Sixers. So I'm assuming he got traded that season. That's right, he did get traded that season. The next season he didn't play in the NBA. And after that, he came back to the Kings and played 1 season with the Nets. And that was it. Interesting. So both of those players have something in common. Even though they played in 2 completely different generations. Some of his other teammates, Peja Stojakovic, Hedo Turkoglu, Gerald Wallace, a rookie Gerald Wallace, and Chris Webber. I always liked Gerald Wallace's game.
That was such a deep team.
That was a good team.
That was a really good team.
It's interesting because I remember them and the Blazers. It's kind of funny was watching the finals. And they would always lose to the kind of more talented, top-heavy Lakers. But their depth, I remember the Kings and the Blazers of that era were just so unstoppable. They just moved the ball really well. It's kind of what we saw a little bit with the Pacers.
So, who won the most games as a teammate with Vlade Divac? I'm going to go Ben first.
Total?
Yeah, just total. No, Vlade. Just what teammate?
I'm going to say it's someone with the Lakers. He was there the longest. So I'm going to go with... Oh, man. Is it Van Axel?
I'm going to say AC Green.
Okay.
AC Green?
I'm going to say Eldon Campbell or Van Axel. Something like that.
Eldon Campbell was third.
Okay.
Damn it.
The answer actually is Peja Stojakovic.
So he was with the Kings a minute. All right, cool.
Yeah, he was with the Kings for 6 seasons.
Okay.
Actually, with the Kings for 6 seasons, he was with the Lakers for 6 seasons. So
yeah, okay. All right, I thought it was only 4 or 5.
299 wins with Peja.
Nice.
Number 2 was Doug Christie.
Oh, duh. Yeah,
Doug Christie. And I'm pretty sure Doug Christie played on the Lakers. He was drafted by the Lakers in 92-93. So he did play with Divac on the Lakers as well. So
he went to Doug Christie went to the school in Malibu called crap, forget the name of it. It's gonna slip my mind anyway.
All right. And real quick, I do want to highlight him going back and retiring with the Lakers in the 04-05 season. His teammates were, once again, Kobe Bryant. So he did actually play with Kobe, Caron Butler, Brian Cook, Brian Grant, Jermaine Jones, Chris Mim, Lamar Odom, Luka Walton, and Kareem Rush.
Oh,
so
I didn't know he played for the Lakers. Yeah,
he ended his career with the Lakers. Just to wrap up, any teammates stand out the most in his entire career?
Kobe Bryant.
You want to play one season with him?
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know. It stood out to me because, A, I did not know that, and B, the irony of that, them being on the same team, being traded for each other, is interesting.
Chris Webber, I just think that he was like a top 3 player in the league in that era, and that's when Vlade was, I think, getting the most press. That's kind of when, like, I knew about Vlade. Like, he was in the peripheral. I mean, we're all East Coast people, so we weren't watching, like, a ton of Lakers games back then. But I remember him being traded for Kobe. But, man, it's got to be Chris Webber. He was the top power forward in the NBA at the time, him or Kevin Garnett. Yeah, those teams were just special, man. I mean, anytime a Kings game was on, like, you tuned in.
Yeah.
And so Vlade was a big part of that.
And Vlade was a huge part. He was a huge part of that. He's like a center with a point guard soul. He just knew where to find his teammates.
They moved the ball, and they had all these different lineups. Like I said, it's very reminiscent, that squad, of what we just saw in the finals.
Yeah.
Unselfish basketball.
Yeah. And by the way, Divac retired as a Laker. He only played 15 games with the Lakers that season, but did retire a Laker.
Good for him.
Yeah. This is I would say, what would you say, a no-look pass behind the back, because we're kind of doing like a reversal right now. So I'm going to throw it back behind my back to Uriah for the statistic segment.
Fourth quarter, statistics.
How about Şengün? He stole the tip. He read where it was going. And spins on Fontecchio and dunks it down. Huge play. It's the hustle from Şengün. And we talked about that's what's needed here. He knew Jabari was likely going to lose this tip. And just, leaves Utah in the dust.
Şengün spinning, got pushed, wrap around behind the back to Whitmore. Are you serious?
Oh my goodness! He feels the double take. You kidding me? He couldn't even see, and that's the second dunk that we asked from Cam Whitmore, and he has delivered here. That's just nasty, man. That is unbelievable.
They've scored 7 straight the Bucks have over the last 80 seconds. Şengün behind the back to Smith, the corner three. What a pass! What a timely shot!
Play of the game right there. Feels too.
Those were the highlights. Here are the numbers. Lucas, I hope I do your part justice. Anyway, I'm going to go with the most recent season as Şengün's best season, where he became a first-time All-Star, as Ben mentioned earlier. And in that season, which was last season, he averaged 19 points per game, 10.3 rebounds, and 4.9 assists. He shot 51% from the field, and for 3, he only shot 23%. Interesting. But, those were his numbers during his All-Star season. What stands out to you guys about those numbers? Let's go with Ben first.
I guess it's a little lower than I thought, but thinking now about Houston didn't really have the best number one option. They kind of were like a lot of people would have like a 30-point night. It wasn't just one guy.
Right.
But 23% stands out in a negative way. I don't really see him taking that many threes, though.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen him take a 3, which is interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, just consistent numbers, room to grow. Now with KD, it'll be interesting to see what his numbers are without Jalen Green there.
Right.
It'll probably be about the same.
Okay.
Because assist numbers are going to go way up.
Yes.
Yeah.
A better knockdown shooter in KD.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh my goodness, he's kicking out to KD.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. And then all those young guys, like their bench now is going to be Reed Shepherd, Cam Whitmore, Tari Eason. So like, Reed Shepherd, he's got better shooting.
He's sneaky athletic. He's not like, he doesn't have a slender build like Ben says. He's like kind of not slight, but he uses that weight to kind of post up and get those rebounds. But his footwork for a big guy is deceptively quick, and I think that's one of the most impressive things about Şengün.
He's sneaky length, right? Like that's what it is. Like he's not. It's he's got like good reach. I'm curious what his reach is, but he's got like sneaky arms.
Yeah,
I want to say.
All right, so I have some career highlights or career highs right now. So career high in points, over under 44 points. Maurice, what do you go with?
I would say most of the guys today, the premier superstars today, they scored close to 50. But like I said, he was a late bloomer, so I'm going to say under.
Definitely under.
All right, you both are wrong.
Really?
What?
He scored 45 points in a game.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
How about rebounds? Over under 25 rebounds.
Oh, definitely under.
Okay.
Definitely under, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. That's good. Good rebound there. Pun
He's not
intended.
Dennis Rodman.
No, but he did get 21 rebounds in a game.
Okay.
Career high in a game, 14 assists, 5 steals, 5 blocks. How many triple-doubles does Şengün have?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Over under 10.
I'm going to say over, actually.
Over under 10. Okay. And Maurice.
Going to be even?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm going to go even. Exactly 10.
Oops. Yeah, you're both wrong. Sorry, I hit the wrong button. Sorry to get your hopes up. So he got it was under. He got 8 triple doubles for his career up to this point.
Their lineup's very spread out. Like they kind of accidentally won 52 games this year, so it makes sense that they're just spreading. They're trying to figure out who's the number one option. He's developing into that, but I don't think that was established yet.
All right. Anything stand out, Maurice? Those career highs?
I did not remember him scoring 45 in the game, but I will admit I haven't watched a lot of Rockets games. But still, I got to go back to the question before. If KD is your best player, I can definitely see Şengün being the number 2 guy.
Yeah, I can see that too. Yeah, that'll be interesting dynamic, especially with Van Vliet. But Ben, anything for you?
45. I think that's like he's a slower game, and it's a lot of just like that kind of baby hook he does. And
what was his average for this past season?
19 points, 10 boards.
And assists?
Assists about 5.
I can definitely see that going up to about 22, 12, and 6. If that happens, he's a all NBA level player.
Yeah.
22, 12, and 6. Yeah.
Seems like that's what's going to happen. Yeah.
It could be coming sooner than later. So
yeah.
All right, let's go to the other side of the comparison.
Terminates. He'll go inside of Vlade Divac. Spins to the base. Oh, he leaves the hoop it down. Slams up. What a move by Vlade Divac.
Williams pins on the run. Do they have numbers? No. Right wing feed. Vlade. Here he comes. Hammer jam with the right hand. They didn't have numbers, but they had big Vlade Divac. Vlade spots up in front of the Kings bench. The three-point attempt is good. That's the way to utilize that 4 seconds. And it's a 5 point Sacramento lead.
All right, those were the highlights. Here are the numbers, and I forgot to give the jersey numbers for Şengün, although he's only been on one team. So for Vlade, he's worn 3 different jerseys. He's worn number 12 twice. Does anybody know the other number that Vlade wore with the Kings?
Was it 21?
Yeah. Yeah, good job, Ben.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa, okay. All right.
Yeah. Was that a guess?
Kind of. I kind of pictured his jersey because they were on NBC a lot back then.
They were.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that number 21 does stand out.
Because Weber was 4 with them, right? Am I right about? Yeah. I remember.
Yeah. So would you guys believe me if I told you that Vlade never scored more than 16 points a game in his career?
No, I don't believe that.
Well,
I kind of do.
It's true.
Yeah.
His career high in points of the game was 16.
No. Points per game. His points per game average in a season. Yeah.
I believe it. I believe it now because knowing that he was on 50-win teams, I always thought he never was on a bad team. So he was always the third or fourth option.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, he was an all-star, like you said earlier, Ben, with Sacramento, but his numbers were kind of meager, 12 points, 8 boards. In the 1994-95 season, Vlade Divac averaged 16 points, 10.4 boards, and 4.1 assists, 1.4 steals, and 2.2 blocks. Check Vlade out, clogging the paint, contesting shots. Now, I didn't get an all-star at that time because we all know in the 90s, the West was stacked when it came to the center position. But 16 points a game, 10 rebounds, and 2 blocks, it's pretty good. So what stands out to you guys about Vlade? Oh, wait, let me give you his percentages real quick. In that season, he had shot 50% from the field and 18% from the three-point line. But what stands out to you guys?
Well, the 3-point percentage is kind of similar, but right now,
Şengün, he doesn't shoot threes either. That's interesting. That's
Şengün's got the slowest release. Like even when he's wide open, he just takes forever. Yeah,
it's like a
Vlade
push
had a
shot
slow release too. If you watch the highlights,
yeah, he did. Yeah.
50. You said 55% from the field.
No, 50% from the field.
50% from the field. I actually thought that would be a little higher because Vlade took a lot of like those baby hooks.
Yep, that was his game.
Yeah, that was his game. Yeah, he took a lot of those, and they always win when I watch him play. But with that said, though, he was a very efficient player. Very efficient player for his era or today's era.
Yeah, he only averaged 12 attempts a game. So you figure 12 shots, you got to make those count. And if you make half of those, you're making some pretty good contributions to the team. Ben, anything stand out?
I didn't watch much of his Lakers stuff. I was a little young and, again, on the East Coast. So I don't know what his game was like then, but he was kind of a glue guy. So he would do whatever was needed. And typically with glue guys, they're not going to get a lot of shots. They're like the third or fourth option. He kind of saw that a lot with players on the Thunder. Draymond Green is kind of that, like a glue guy. And so I would say I'm not surprised, but I think I'm surprised he didn't have like one 20-10 season. But hearing the play, he was playing with all these Hall of Famers, so he just didn't have the opportunity.
Right.
I guess.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's go to some career highs. So for career highs, Vlade Divac, over under 32 points in a game for his career. Over under. Ben?
Over.
Maurice?
He averaged 16 for his career. That was his career at high. And for seasons. I'm going to go under.
All right, Ben, you are on fire today, sir.
Ooh.
His career high was 34 points. 34 points.
It's not that's I mean, it's one game, right? So you figure he went. Yeah,
you can get that. Yeah. Career high in rebounds, 24 rebounds. 24 rebounds is high, and then assists, 13. Career high in steals is 6. Career high in blocks, over under 10.
Over.
Maurice.
Over.
Good job, guys. I would have said under, because who gets double-digit blocks? Vlade got 12 blocks in one game.
Wow.
I think that might be more than like David Robinson and some of those guys.
Really?
Yeah, Vlade was pretty good.
You remember the clip when we had the Jokic episode? You remember the clip where he was like, Jokic can barely jump over a curb? Well, that was Vlade Divac as well. He could barely jump over a curb. So getting 12 blocks is kind of crazy. 0
hops.
Yeah.
Vlade had negative 12 blocks. So here's something that Lucas used to do, or does. Triple doubles. Does he have more or less or the same number of triple doubles as Alperen Şengün, which is 8? What do you guys think?
I think he's gonna have more. No. Back then, I Maybe less. Maybe he's got 7. I'm going to say 7.
Maurice?
I was going to say less as well.
All right. Well, you both are wrong. They both have the same number of triple doubles. Yeah.
Okay.
They both have 8 triple doubles. At this point of his career, I'm sure he'll get a lot more in the future, but it was meant to be this. That stat connection is proof that this was meant to be. We were supposed to compare these guys because they have the same number of triple doubles. So,
and they both played with Jabari Smith, the father and son.
Yeah, that too.
They did.
That too.
That might
both
be
from Europe. Yeah, that is a good trivia question. So both European players, both did their thing overseas. They came over and helped their teams win. So that's it for my segment, guys. Now that we've given you all the facts on Alperen Şengün and Vlade Divac, it's time for you to make your case.
At this point, it's not about our opinion. It's about yours.
We'll see you on your favorite social media platform, ready to check out your takes. Chime in on Instagram at NBA_now_and_then_pod, on X at NBA_now_and_then, and don't forget our YouTube and Facebook pages, NBA Now and Then.
For the sources of information used in this episode, you can visit our website, NBANowandThen.com. Also visit our website to sign up for our monthly newsletter and check out our comparison articles. Don't forget that you can also follow the NBA stars that we featured on today's episode through their social media.
You can follow Alperen Şengün on Twitter or X at Alperen N. Şengün and on Instagram at Alperen.Şengün.
And you can follow Vlade Divac at Twitter X at BeGoodVladi and on Instagram at official Vlade Divac.
Be good, Vlade. I like that.
Yeah,
all
me
right.
too.
That was great, guys. Until next time, this has been Uriah, Maurice, Ben, NBA Now and Then, the greatest comparisons. Cool. Peace.
Later.
See you.
Catching dimes from these Euro big men is the norm because their remarkable skill and vision. Catching dimes from I said it wrong. Fuck.
Okay,
catching dimes from these Euro big men is the norm because all right.
I was trying to let you go.
All right.
All right.
We got
That's
this.
a good one.